all your photo, video, and voiceover needs, check out the fine folks at Blueberry Productions. They will take good care of you. If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself. Check out their work at blueberryproductions.tv, the Facebook page, Blueberry Productions, also a Vimeo page, a YouTube page, and it's Blueberry, BLUBERRY, Prod on Twitter. Check them out today. Blueberry Productions, great people, great work, great service.
Hey there, your yard took a real beating this summer. Luckily, Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard has your back. Just feed your grass with Scott's again this fall when the air is cool and the soil is warm. It's the perfect time to give your lawn a boost. If you do, Winter Guard will give your yard the nourishment it needs to help weak, thin grass recover and support root growth, giving you a greener, more resilient lawn both now and next spring. Guaranteed. Grab a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard today. You'll be back to barbecuing in no time. This is a Scott's Yard.
Hey parents, we all try to be extra careful with our children in the car, but then we get an important call or text. Remember, our children are watching. Make every drive a good example. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our teen driver safety program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
Hello, my name is Travis Williams, President and CEO of Academics and Athletic Consulting, focusing on educating and empowering tomorrow's collegiate athletic leaders. My passion is for the education and genuine concern and care for today's student athlete. It's the centerpiece of my life's work. A college education, both in and out of the classroom, is a truly rewarding benefit. For more information on AAC, you can go to www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Once again, www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Academics and Athletic Consulting, or Twitter at Coach TWill24, or Instagram Travis L. Williams 24. Or you can call me at 404-542-6079. Once again, AAC is very proud to partner with J.R. McHenry of the Bossman Radio Show, covering sports and entertainment across the country. Please tune in weekly for informative, entertaining, and expert analysis on today's sports and entertainment topics. Thank you.
The Bossman Show here with Murray Garvin, the coach of South Carolina State Bulldogs. Coach Garvin, how are things going with you guys in Carolina there?
All is well, man. It's still hot. You would think it's the middle of July here in South Carolina.
Were you all able to kind of avoid Hurricane Dorian that came through? Has everybody in the community okay? Well, I know you guys are kind of flat down there, so is everybody okay for Dorian being out of the picture now?
Yeah. The hurricane didn't come that far inland this year. Last year Hurricane Matthew had some damage here, some power lines down, some trees down. So this time we were spared here in Orangeburg and didn't have any effects of the hurricane. They just shut down school for a couple of days just to be safe, but there was no problems. So.
Good, glad to hear that, Coach. And for you, Coach, you're in your 7th year here leading the Bulldogs. So what would you say probably has been your biggest accomplishment in your mind to go to the program since 2012 from Coach Carter there?
Well, in 2016, we were fortunate enough to play in the championship game. Came up 4 minutes short against a very, very talented Hampton University team while they were still in the MEAC. We've graduated a significant number of our student athletes. I think we're around 96, 97% of graduating our student athletes, along with being competitive in the conference over the years. We hadn't won the amount of games that I would like, but our programs maintained relevancy, in the conference, and we continue to, just do the best that we can every day.
That's what I stress with our listeners here, Coach. When you coach in the SWAC and the MEAC, or even in the schools in D2, the SIAC there with Clark and those guys, and the other conferences, that you have to play tough road games, especially the D1 schools, because you have to raise money for the university. So you're on the road pretty much November, December, and then if you get the conference play, it's tougher in the MEAC and the SWAC as well. So the record is deceiving because not knowing what you have to go through, just to even get to the conference play. Then the conference is tough, so it's not as bad a record as people might think from the outside looking in.
Oh, exactly. A lot of people don't have a clue. Last year, I think 15 out of our first 18 games were on the road last year. Again, that was 15 out of our first 18 games were road games. And there's a lot of different variables to go into how that happens. I mean, it's not just that we're always looking for road games. There's a lot of teams that will not come and play us at our home arenas around the conference. It's almost virtually impossible to get some schools to come in and play for, different reasons. I found that some schools don't want to come while your students are in session because it'll be so appealing to their student athletes. And then it'll break the misconceptions that they have of what actually goes on at HBCUs because, as you know, some of our home court crowds are second to none when you get to like-sized schools. And I'm talking about schools that may be in the Big South, the Southern Conference, the Atlantic Sun. Our crowds are just as impressive or more impressive than a lot of those conferences.
Exactly. And in HBCU schools, I'm a graduate of Tennessee State University myself, the band, because the added of the band being inside of the arena, it throws off those road teams. They don't want to deal with that either.
Oh, man, they're so distracted. It's just like when our freshmen first play their first home game. You call the time out, and they're looking around to see what's going on in the stands and who's dancing and what the cheerleaders are doing. So it's an adjustment when teams hadn't played in our atmospheres before.
Yes,
and then also you got to throw in the consideration of the money games that a number of our teams have to play, and sometimes that differs from different teams, even within the MEAC or the SWAC. Some teams are required to bring in more money than others. So, there's a lot of different things that goes into scheduling on the men's basketball side. And I appreciate you even bringing that up because a lot of spectators, they have no clue, of why there's so many road games for teams in the MEAC and the SWAC.
You got that right because, like I said, outside of football, the way you can raise money is men's basketball or women's basketball. So, and you have to take those lumps. And, I know you guys will be playing at Memphis against Penny Hardaway's team, number one recruiting class in the country. The Vandy Invitation with Coach Stackhouse. You're playing Vanderbilt, Wilberforce, and those guys, Austin P as well, and Tulsa. So, so I see you guys you're playing quality mid-majors as well outside of the MEAC games you're going to play come December there.
Oh, absolutely. You want a schedule like that. It prepares you for conference play. Another misconception is you play a schedule like that and you think that you'll be over-prepared for conference play. And that's not necessarily true. There's a lot of great coaches in the MEAC. You got Robert Jones, you got LaVelle Moten, you got my guy there at North Carolina A&T, Jay Pointer. You got Ryan Ritter at Bethune-Cookman, coach down there at FAMU. They got a new regimen at Morgan State and Howard this year. Maryland Eastern Shore with a new coach. So you got to be prepared for conference play, but the out-of-conference play is a chance to also put your program on a different platform. We're opening up in Memphis this year. The number one recruiting class in the country. The opening night of college basketball, which is on a Tuesday where there's no college football, no NFL, Monday night football. So what an opportunity to put South Carolina State on a platform on a national level against a team that all eyes will be watching. So we're preparing our guys this fall to go out there and give a great effort. And, hey, who knows, man? Chaminade beat Virginia, There's upsets in basketball, and we're going to try to be in the best position we possibly can on opening night.
And Coach, speaking of that, it's going to help your brain in recruiting. And I want to ask you, Coach, what type of young men do you recruit to want to get them that HBCU experience and keep young men in South Carolina who more opportunity to play D1 basketball? Because, Coach, what I tell young men is, Coach, that if you put out good tape and show skills on tape, a scout will find you. It don't matter if you're in South Carolina or South Carolina State or even upstate. It doesn't matter. If you have good talent and you show potential and you put out good film every night, a scout will find you. You'll find yourself playing either in the NBA, the G League, or overseas, somewhere you'll have a career in the game of basketball if you so choose to, and get an education and an experience of HBCU school that you can't get anywhere else in the country.
Absolutely. After your talent and the abilities that you have on campus, the second thing to me is what type of character do you display as a young man? We're not into hugging thugs here, as the old cliche is. We're not into taking a second-rate talent because we are HBCU. We want the same student athletes that some of the other conferences may recruit. Again, we offer an education here and an experience that is second to none. Our alumni base is very strong. They come back for homecoming and different games and events. And so we're in recruiting the most talented student athlete that we can recruit, and also a student athlete that displays tremendous character on and off the floor. And that's what we're after, and that's what we'll continue to recruit. And we've had a good string here the last year or two with getting those type of guys in our program.
And, Coach, I think with yourself, Carolina State, you can go high school freshman, you can go to the prep school route if you want to, international, grad transfer, or JUCO route. I feel like you, South Carolina State, you can use all 5 avenues to find players to help you guys out, help your program sustain and be competitive in the MEAC each year.
Oh, absolutely. That's what we've done. We have all those different types within our program right now. This past year, we signed maybe 2 grad transfers. We signed another transfer from Savannah State with them going down to Division II. Some of their kids, they become immediately eligible for Division I. We got high school freshmen and we got junior college transfers. So we covered all that in this past recruiting class. I tell you something that, maybe the nation doesn't quite realize, but last year, we have 2 out of the top 3 NBA draft picks came from the state of South Carolina.
Oh, wow.
And that has really impacted the amount of schools that are now raiding the state, looking for the next John Morant, looking for the next Zion Williamson. I mean, I think we had a total of 5 in the NBA draft when you count the Claxton kid that played down in Greenville, South Carolina. And then there's maybe 2 more gentlemen that had South Carolina roots. But I say that to say the state of South Carolina has really, really grown in their grassroots basketball. And the nation has taken notice, again, with the NBA draft. 2 out of the top 3 were from the state of South Carolina. John Morant, we were one of the first schools to actually offer him a scholarship before he jumped on the scene. So we're going to continue to chug along and do what we need to do in order to put our best foot forward, and then also to position our program to compete for a MEAC championship in 2019-2020.
And, Coach, speaking of that, I know preparation is real key for you guys. So this offseason, what did you guys prioritize as a staff as you did your self-evaluation of the program that you wanted, and make sure you guys improved on from April through now October, when things you get going here real soon?
Well, the first thing that we decided that we had to improve on was our defense. Last year, we did not guard the ball to our capabilities. And, to some people's dismay, it takes talent to play defense, and the reason I say that is you think about what is shown on SportsCenter highlights. It's offense, offense, offense. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of kids that, that's all they're into is how can I score the ball? How can I make somebody fall down? Well, the lost art and the object of the game is you have to keep your opponent from scoring as well.
Exactly.
So, we've went in and we've really broken down our defense, and, we've went to a different philosophy defensively, and our coaching staff, we've studied a different philosophy, and we've been putting that in since summer school. And now the guys, our defense is way ahead of our offense, but I'd like to keep it that way because in order to win in March, you have to be able to execute in the half court offensively, and you got to be able to stop people defensively. So you got to have a balance there. But if you're evaluating our program right now, we really have to attack the defensive end of the floor.
And, Coach, who are some young men this summer who are really showing you some things in their games, adding to their games that we can expect some big things from this upcoming season here?
Well, our program is led by our senior power forward, Damani Applewhite. Last year, Damani, I think in conference play, might have averaged around 17 points a game and maybe close to 8 rebounds a game. He'll be returning, and he'll be the anchor of this basketball team. Also, we got a pleasant surprise by a returner that was absent for our program for 2 years now, but now he's a grad transfer named Tashawnbay Riley. Tashawnbay was an Orangeburg native that transferred to South Alabama for his 5th year, got hurt at South Alabama. We filed an appeal with the NCAA for a 6-year eligibility. He was just granted that about 2 weeks ago, and he's back fold in his junior year at Atlanta State. He averaged about 12 and 7, and he's really expanded his game beyond the three-point line. We added a point guard from Savannah State, Zach Sellers, that to me was one of the top point guards in the MEAC last year. We have about, Bossman, 9 seniors in our program.
Wow.
9 seniors. And that's unheard of. It's a good thing for us because we'll probably be one of the oldest teams in the league. We have the most returners probably in the MEAC. And it just sets us up to, try to put a footprint in the conference this year and finish a little bit higher in the standings and hopefully compete on that Saturday morning in Norfolk, Virginia, when all the chips are on the table for the MEAC championship.
And coaching at the mid-major level, being old is good. Having 9 seniors is good. I mean, it's like you already have a rotation of 9 guys you can play. You can all older, and you said those 3 days of March when it really counts. Being old helps when under pressure-packed situations where you feel tension.
Yeah.
They've been through it before. That helps a lot.
Absolutely, and and when you go back and look at it, the older teams in our conference have been the best teams. And it's kind of different from the high major schools because the high major schools, they're after the one and done. We're after the kid that's going to probably be in your program for 4 years, and you watch them grow and mature, and the young men that they come in wearing wife beaters and they walk out wearing a suit and tie. And that's what we're into here at South Carolina State. And, again, 9 seniors, man, a lot of them know what I'm going to do before I even tell them. So that's advantage us.
You got that right there, Coach. Who are some coaches in the business that really helped you out over the years that you can lean on when you need some help or some guidance that's really been there for you throughout your years of coaching?
Did you say some of the coaches?
Yes, sir. Some of the coaches really had a big impact on you throughout your career here.
Well, there's a coach by the name of Dale. He's a longtime head coach at Carson Newman University, one of the first African-American assistant coaches in the SEC at Vanderbilt back in the day. He's a coach that I lean on. Also, former head coach here at South Carolina State, Tim Carter, had a very successful run at UTSA out in San Antonio, Texas. And I actually came here as an assistant coach under Coach Carter. He's a coach that we keep the phone lines open. And then there's numerous others. Even my high school coach, Ken Trevick. There's just numerous mentors, and I believe that all successful people have a mentor, a mentee, and an equal in their life. And that way it'll help you balance out as you climb the mountain to success in whatever field you may do.
And last one I got for you, Coach, is about the importance of culture at HBCU school, because I told you earlier in the interview, I'm a graduate of TSU in Nashville. I love Tennessee State University. It gave me the basis of who I am today. It makes me just care about these schools, all HBCU schools. I care about them equally, and I want y'all to succeed. So for you, coaching us, our young black men to be husbands, lawyers, businessmen, doctors, and go into the real world after basketball, having that calling on you, how does that make you feel each day, knowing you help molding between the 13, 15 young men's lives every day?
Well, the power of a HBCU, first of all, you got to think of the imagery that is projected onto our youth. A lot of times in history books, they only learn about Martin Luther King and slavery. But when you walk into a HBCU, usually in the hallways of those institutions, you have people that look like us. And I'm talking about people of color. You have people of color that have made prominent impacts on our society worldwide. And that is a powerful image that a lot of our African-American students do not get to witness unless they come to a HBCU. So that alone is a very big and influential impact of a HBCU on a young student athlete or a young student's life. With the influx of popularity of HBCUs again in the past year, with Beyonce, with not Tiger Woods, but Stephen Curry giving money to Howard, with Magic Johnson and his ties into HBCUs. I seen the other day that Michael Strahan gave back to Texas Southern. And I believe the philanthropy helps, and it helps bring attention to what HBCUs have been doing around this country for a long time. I believe they will continue to flourish because even though, things are more, we're not segregated as we used to be by law, there's still some under the table segregation that's happening. And, some people don't believe that HBCUs, a lot of us have very diverse student populations, so things have changed and we've opened the doors for everybody. And, here at South Carolina State, we have students all across the board. We got foreign students. We got, Caucasian students from here in the States. So HBCU is historically black college and university, but that doesn't mean it excludes people.
Right.
And sometimes, just like we have the opportunity to go to PWIs and that opportunity's open to us, well, sometimes, hey, come take a look at what we're doing.
Exactly.
Come take a look and be a part of what we're doing. You could learn from us just like you expected us to learn from you. So HBCUs, man, I could talk all night about the importance of it and the value and why it's still relevant and why we still need them. As long as we got bigotry and racial hate and things like that going on, we still need to build up our young African-American youth in our way, in our institution. So, I'm the wrong one to say anything negative about HBCU because it's been good to me and it's been a great experience here, even though I didn't graduate from a HBCU. I'll tell you a short story.
Go ahead, Coach.
I went to a PWI. I was an economics major my freshman year. I was the only African-American in the class. I did not come from a family with money, and I did not know anything about economics. It's just something that appealed to me. I was a first-generation college student. I had questions every day in class. The whole class used to bust out laughing, and I asked questions. Man, just because I didn't know and I was the only one in that class, I changed my major.
Oh, wow.
Would I have done that if I was at a HBCU? Probably not, because we're producing more accountants, lawyers, judges, doctors, engineers, more than any other type of institution, and it's empowering when you're in classes with people like you. So that's my own personal testimony. God had a plan, and thank God I'm here at South Carolina State.
Well, Coach, I'm glad that I pushed back on my mother's wishes. Living in Atlanta and split home, Coach, my dad's in Atlanta, my mom's in Nashville, Tennessee. She wouldn't go to her alma mater, Lipscomb, or go to Vanderbilt. I said, no, Mama, I don't want to go to those schools. I want to go to Tennessee State University, where you sent me for youth sports camp, where I met Frankie Adams, a 5-year-old. I still talk to him to this day. Where I met John Cooper, Sal Alexander, Darren Tiller, all Brown, Norfolk State. Guys who I still talk to this day because of OTSU, those youth programs, and decide that's what I want to go to school at for my college degree. And my mom hated it. She wanted to go to her school, my Lipscomb so bad. But I was like, Mom, Vandy and Lipscomb would do it for me. I want to go to Tennessee University. That's what I did. And I'm happy 10 years later, after being out of school, I still go over there and have a great time. And I feel like I'm at home at my university. I can go help the young men, tell them why I've been in their shoes as well. So, and look at me. I'm just a radio kid from the Fountain City in Atlanta. But I made it because I went to school, got a degree in business, turned it into a radio show, and which is my own business now. So it's like, it's experience you can share with these young men, give them hope that they can pull it off, that they go and do the hard work and grind, they can get successful as well.
Absolutely, and that's the plan. My brother-in-law graduated with an engineering degree from Tennessee State University, and he's doing very well. So I know the power of Tennessee State and what it does for young people, and congrats to you. You just named off a bunch of coaches that have South Carolina State ties or MEAC ties with Jamal Brown, Ty Alexander, Frankie Allen, Don Cooper and all those guys. The coaching community is very small. So, I know all of those men that you spoke about, and they're first-class people, and you're running a first-class radio show here, and if there's ever anything that I could do, please don't hesitate to reach out, because it's all about these young people and giving them a platform to showcase their talent, skills, and ability to a nation. And you're always welcome here in Orangeburg.
Coach, I look forward to doing that because it's not that far away from home here for me. And, Coach, like I said, my mission this year was to give all HBCU schools a platform if I can. That's because I feel like you all deserve the platform, because people kind of look you all and talk about you when something bad happens. Let's talk about something when something good's happening. Let's do that. Let's not only be with something bad happening. So that's where I feel like with a radio program, being in Atlanta, I can do that for you, for all the HBCU schools, because I'm an HBCU grad myself, so I'm going to give back there, pay it forward that way. So anytime I can help out you in your program or talk to you want to come up to talk to your team, I love to do that. I love talking to the teams and your young men and giving them hope and inspiration to keep pushing and doing better. So, Coach, I love to help you, love partner and working with you guys down the road, man. I love to do it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for your time, and again, if there's anything that I could do, I'm just a phone call away.
Yes, sir. Coach Garvin, thank you. It's been a great conversation with you, Coach. We'll do this again soon, man.
Absolutely. Take care and God bless.
God bless you too, Coach. That's Coach Garvin of Client State People on the Bossman Show.
Hip-hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to give you 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip-hop. Albums available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Slacker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today. True Speech and 313 Fresh. Family Grind ENT. Believe in it. Get it.
A gorgeous tan from Suntan City gives you an inner glow that relights the fire when you run into your first crush.
Vicky, who was that?
An old boyfriend.
Lucky you just tanned at Suntan City.
Lucky he's single. We're doing lunch tomorrow.
Won't be single for long then.
During Tour of the City, try all 5 tans, including spray tan, for just $4.99. Restrictions may apply. Click to buy now.
Suntan City, let yourself shine.
When you're a teen, you finally get to make some of your own decisions. Who are you going to hang out with? What do you want to be? Are you going to glance at that text while driving? Remember, a split second is all it takes for something tragic to happen. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our teen driver safety program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
It's maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer. All the stars are closer.
Tell me what you gonna do to me. Confrontation ain't nothing new to me. You could bring a bullet, bring a sword, bring a morgue, but you can't bring the truth to me.
Alexa, play Kendrick Lamar and SZA.
Okay.
Maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer.
With Amazon Music, a voice is all you need. Get tens of millions of songs. Download the Amazon Music app today.
Yeah, it's your man JC, the host with the most, baby, and it goes down each and every Saturday night right here in the city of Memphis. That's right, y'all. It goes down at Clicks Sports Bar Memphis, baby. 3705 Malco Way, Memphis, Tennessee, 38125. Come out and join us, the Three Kings, each and every Saturday night for the livest karaoke in the city. Everybody gets in free till 10 p.m. Only $5 after. Great food. We got drink specials. We got all kind of games, man. We got the pool tables popping. Whatever you want, we got you, man. Come on out. Have a good time with us each and every Saturday night. That's Clicks Sports Bar, Memphis.